So I'm Barbara Clarke. I'm an angel investor from Boston, and I've always been very interested in startups and companies. I have a corporate background looking at multinational companies and trying to figure out what was driving value for these companies. And so I've always thought that is really interesting, especially issues around intellectual property. And then a few years ago, I decided that I really wanted to get more involved in startups from the investing side, so I could pick and choose the companies that I got involved in. And also, I'm also very passionate about supporting women-led companies. So all of my investments are in companies where women are on the founding team. So and it's been so much fun to really. What I usually say is angel investing allows you to use your superpowers for good.
So what's enabled you, Barbara, then to become a successful angel investor?
I've always looked at companies and why they're successful and comparing one company to another. I've always been very interested in competitive analysis, and I think that that's just an area that I'm interested in. However, there are so many characteristics of angel investors, good angel investors, and I think that one's particular skill set, I think it's important, but there's no one particular route to becoming an angel investor. I know such a diverse group of angels. I know lawyers, I know former former entrepreneurs, I know investment people.
Well, that's a great diversity of people, but you also said something interesting to me, which was the characteristics of a successful angel. Are there some common characteristics or things that are of note?
I mean, I think the main characteristic is curiosity. Curious about companies, markets, what will lead to success. What are key success factors for a company? Are they really going after a market in a particular way? So I think curiosity, and also being forward thinking too, because everything's always changing.
What do you enjoy about investing in companies?
I think a lot of people like myself, we love to be at the forefront of innovation and really seeing how companies put themselves at the nexus of problem solving, whether it's problems in society or problems for users. So I think it's really exciting just to see things go from an idea to actually execution.
When you're looking at a company for investment, what are the key things that you keep in mind?
Well, I think everyone will say that the team is paramount. Angel investing it's a long-term process, and I think, do I really want to be connected with this team for a really long time? I look for that. I also look for another thing I talk a lot about is how all actions taken by entrepreneurs are signals for how they would operate. So for example, how they deal with me as an investor will also indicate how well they're going to do at sales, how they fill out their team, the types of people that they hire, the types of advisors they get. So especially if they don't have a lot of employees, what kind of advisors? So if they're able to recruit top-tier advisors, that also says they're probably going to be able to recruit top-tier employees. So I'd love to hear, so I think a lot about that signaling, that doing, the way they approach one area is how they approach another, especially the way they talk about competition and how they really think about where does their company fit in the ecosystem with the competitors, and what's their advantage, what are the disadvantages.
Now, besides the investment that you're making in a company, how else do you bring value to that company's founder?
Well, I try to bring my network to bear as much as possible, whether that's finding other investors or finding other professionals who maybe have an expertise that they need. So I really just try to, bring whatever I have, which usually always comes down to a network. And then, of course, my own skills at finance and intellectual property valuation.